Our Region's Business is sponsored by PNC for the Achiever in You. Welcome to Our Region's Business with your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, we'll meet a couple of exceptional young women being honored by Pittsburgh's Sarah Hines House this year. Was the story of a pair of veterans who've decided to do more than open a restaurant. They're building a restaurant incubator right here in our region. But first, the pioneering flight of a solar-powered airplane. Solar Impulse 2 is off on a journey around the world powered by nothing but sunlight. As you might expect, to produce an aircraft strong enough yet light enough to travel more than 24,000 miles on sunshine demands the best of material science. And to find that expertise, the founders of Solar Impulse turned to a company with a big presence right here in our region. Richard Northcote is Chief Sustainability Officer at Bear Materials Science, and welcome. Good to have you in Pittsburgh.
It's a real pleasure to be here, Bill. Thank you.
Yeah, well, this is an exciting project. I remember a few years ago, Bear was involved with Solar Impulse 1, but this is really a lot more ambitious than even that was.
It is, and I mean, crossing America is one thing in Solar Impulse 1, but Solar Impulse 2 is we've taken the technology to the next stage, and this time it's going around the world. And it will cross America again later this year.
But first they got to get across the Pacific Ocean. That has to be incredibly daunting. The plane can't fly that fast. It's not exactly a jumbo jet, right?
Well, no, it can't. And I think that's one of the most interesting things. It is flying west to east, so it normally has you know, a tailwind behind it, which it needs. It has a maximum speed of about 50 miles an hour based on the propellers and the energy it's taking from the sun. So it's a 5-day crossing to get from Nanjing in China out to Hawaii.
And so two guys on board, the two pilots and co-pilots, for 5 days they have to switch off and fly this plane?
I'm afraid it's not even two, it's only one at a time.
One at a time?
Yes, in fact the cockpit is only big enough for one pilot, so the two of them are they're alternating as they go around the world.
Okay, so then is it a non-stop leg across the Pacific Ocean, or are they island hop?
No, it's non-stop. It will be the longest flight ever undertaken by a solar-powered manned aircraft.
So one guy is going to be flying the plane for 5 days across the Pacific?
Exactly.
He makes Charles Lindbergh looks like a lightweight.
Well, if you look at a lot of the work they've been doing, and then Bertrand Piccard, who will be doing that leg, he is a psychologist and self-hypnotist. So they're basically training themselves to have, you know, short sleeps and wake up, and short sleeps and wake up. And actually, that's one of the biggest limitations is the human limitation, not the technology. The technology basically allows this plane to fly non-stop all the time.
Well, we're talking about the human factor, but clearly there's a technology here that makes it possible for those humans to be successful. That's really where Bear came in, and I assume that's what attracted the company to the project in the first place.
Absolutely, and I think my chief executive, Patrick Thomas, met Bertrand Piccard a few years ago, and they hit it off. And what Bertrand wanted to achieve was to show the world that the impossible was possible, that, you know, alternative energy solutions actually have a much bigger part to play than people give them credit for. And that's where Bear Materials Science is coming from. You know, our whole philosophy is about pushing the boundaries of science and creating new materials and new technologies that improve energy efficiency, improve the lives of people, as well as improving our impact on the environment. So it really was a marriage of minds, and you know, we've really embraced this project and put some fantastic new technologies into the plane.
So when people see the video of the plane flying, where will they see the Bear materials in this?
Well, I mean, you could look all over the plane, but really concentrate on the cockpit. We joined Solar Impulse 1 when a lot of the design had already been done, but with Solar Impulse 2 we were able to put a lot more of our thinking and technology into it. And in fact, the whole cockpit comes from Bear Materials Science. So the whole casing, the structural strength is a polyurethane material, including new polyurethane technologies that we've developed, which have yet to come into the market, but will in probably the next generation of refrigerators, for example. If you look at the windscreen of the plane, it's not glass, it's polycarbonate. Which of course is one of our major products too. And what we've achieved with this plane is the visual quality is exactly the same as glass. So for the first time, we're using a plastic material but giving the pilots great visibility. And the coatings on the plane are pretty similar to the World Cup football, or the soccer ball, I should say, the Brazuca. Again, that was bare material science technology, and the coating on the outside of that is now being used on the airplane as well.
Pretty remarkable. A lot to look for. I imagine even for an old you know, a communications guy who's done a lot of public affairs, getting to work on a project like this has to be a blast.
It's fantastic, and you know, it's one of these iconic, I think, opportunities that you have. And the ability to have what is really a flying laboratory. And you know, I was liking this earlier to when I was talking to somebody. It's not dissimilar to the space race. And when you think about all the products that were developed by the NASA space program, which now we take for granted in day-to-day life, like Teflon and you know, power ball pens and all this sort of stuff that was developed for the space technology, we're doing exactly the same with this, because we're focusing our attention on really eliminating some of the problems that that people had when they first tried to get their heads around this concept, and taking that those technologies then into the mass market, be it in automotive, in construction, or in furniture. I mean, fantastic opportunities.
So maybe there won't be a solar airplane in every garage, but some piece of this plane might be in every household someday.
There's almost sure that will happen, especially if you look at refrigerators and other things like that.
Really exciting. The aircraft's called Solar Impulse 2. We'll be flying over North America and the United States a little later this summer, right?
Yeah, we're expected to May, June time to be coming over. I mean, obviously a lot depends on weather conditions when they're taking off and landing, but it will fly from Hawaii into Phoenix, and then from Phoenix across to JFK in New York, with a stop somewhere. And we don't know where that stop will be yet, but it hopefully won't be too far from here.
Well, we'll root for Pittsburgh. All right, keep us in mind. We have a great airport, lots of runway space, whatever they need. Richard Northcote from Bayer, thank you so much.
Be a pleasure. Thank you.
Next up, the restaurant scene in our region has been sizzling in recent years, and now two entrepreneurs are out to unleash a whole new generation of top chefs with a restaurant incubator in Pittsburgh's Strip District. Stay with us.